Should
things.
we do different segments? Like I said, like you defend. So I find or you find whatever something that we like, and you got to defend it, right? Because the consensus is that it's trash, it's garbage. Like your Incredible Hulk, or me liking, or have you ever,
I
or have
really
you?
like Hulk. I really like Ang Lee's Hulk. And I think you should give it a second chance. I don't think, okay, I don't
It
think
was on
you
TV
should,
the other day, and
and
it was
you should have to rewatch it so you can defend on why you think it's crappy. Because you need to come up, quit hiding your face. I'm serious. You need to rewatch it so you get, you can have clear cut reasons why it's a bad movie to you. Because I love it. I
he's
honestly
too
do.
he's too green. Looks like a neon sign.
Oh, semantics.
How's it going, everybody? Kurt's here.
And Joe?
Today we're going to be talking to you about infamous Iron Man, among other things, and my argument for why Negan from The Walking Dead is not a bad guy. Welcome to the Same Differences podcast. You're about to see why we call it the Same Differences. So we both recently just picked up the first 6 issues of Infamous Iron Man. I like to say Infamous Doom, right? So,
Right.
what are your thoughts? First 6 issues. What are your thoughts?
So, I
Spoilers for
can't.
those of you that
Yeah,
haven't read it too,
absolutely.
Bella.
So, I think my biggest disappointment is just the length of each of these individual
Oh yeah,
comics. I mean,
God.
you're
Still charging
done.
full price too. Get out
Right.
of here with this.
It's like a little pamphlet. It's so,
Yeah.
but maybe I don't know if that's if it would be if it was boring and disengaged, but they gave us a ton of pages. Would that make up for it? Maybe it's the fact that it's so interesting seeing Doom taking on the mantle of Iron Man that you want to see more. But yeah, these individual comics are just so small. It's hard to
Yeah.
see that you're getting your money's worth, but it's a very interesting story.
I was able to read all 6 issues, I would say, in a matter of probably 15 to 20 minutes. It was very fast. Um, but yeah, it's very interesting. So of course, Doom is I would say still reeling, I guess, from the events of Secret Wars, right, where he was God.
Right.
I mean, there's no other way to put it. He was God, and he is wanting to, I guess, repay the world for what he's done. Not only during the not Civil War, Secret Wars, but I guess throughout the entirety of his character's arc. You know, he's been a
Right.
villain since forever. So he goes on to take the mantle of Iron Man, um, and you even see his interaction with Tony Stark's. What would you say was AI? I guess.
Yeah, so Tony Stark uploaded his brain
That's right.
somehow into
Yeah.
his computer, into his security systems. So he
Mm.
has this AI hologram image of him with all of I did
That was a nice
I
conversation they
can't
had.
read
It
but I
was
can't read Tony Stark's dialogue without hearing Robert Downey Jr. in my head.
Yeah. Well, it was a nice bit of dialogue where they basically, said, I respect you. I've always respected your work, yada yada yada.
Mhm.
But Tony still got in a couple digs here and there, right?
Mhm.
So,
Mhm.
um, and what I found interesting was actually seeing some villains. Of course, I haven't read every comic over the years, but it was the first time I'd seen the like Diablo and the Mad Thinker
Right.
since I don't know if you remember the those Marvel Universe cards that came out in like 1991 with the purple border, 1992, and I remember seeing them and they were part of the villains section of the cards,
Mhm.
and it was just cool for me because I don't. It was just cool to see them, and then of course Doom obliterates Diablo. He's out of the picture, and then the Mad Thinker he defeats him but leaves him for Shield to clean up. Um, then it was interesting twist seeing that his mother is still alive and free from what I thought Mephisto uh,
Hmm.
held her soul. So I don't know if that's been explained at any other point, or maybe we're going to get some Mephisto appearances. Who knows?
So
Because
they,
Doom's using a lot of sorcery on top of his tech and everything like that. He's given up the mantle of ruler of Latveria. Um, but Reed Richards makes an appearance, so that was also very interesting. He's kind of in Doom's mother's ear, kind of guiding her and telling her what to do, what not to do, kind of thing, right? So very interesting.
hmm.
I'm eager to see how this plays out. Overall, this is incredible. Other than like we said, the length of the books and the fact that I wouldn't have any problem with the length of the books if they were maybe $1.99 or $2.50, but $4. That I mean, geez,
At the beginning, they give a brief background of what happened to his mother because the Red Hood is kind of, poking at Doom and saying, "Didn't you defeat a lesser demon to free your mother?" And
yeah,
he really wants to know the story. And Doom just he can't kill him, but he sends him across the world just to be rid of him and to silence him. And
yeah,
that's what I think. What fascinates me about the story, what really makes it work, is the reasoning behind it. What makes a
hmm
great villain is having a reason. And he's in this. He's no longer really a villain. He's more of an anti-hero now because he's trying, like you say, he's trying to make up
yeah,
for his past villainy. But the reason why is because he's been to the mountaintop. He's been
yep.
God,
He's achieved
and
it all as a villain. Now he wants,
but it
yeah,
wasn't fulfilling. He
yep.
had it all in his hand. It
He
was
got
this
there, and
is
it was,
beyond
yeah,
the Infinity Gauntlet.
yeah.
So, and then so he finally gets back, and now he thinks that maybe his whole life's purpose wasn't to achieve power, but to do good, and that is not so easy for Doom because he has such a bad reputation.
Well, yeah, no one trusts him. Obviously, I mean, he's done horrible things over the years, so obviously no one trusts him. No matter who it is, anywhere he goes, not even the villains. Anytime they see him coming, right? They're oh shit, here comes Doom, right?
Right.
So
You saw
uh,
how would you think
and they
about
still challenge him, but
they they tried to use his own Doom bots against him.
yeah, no, that's not happening. And who was the guy put the gravity boots on him and tried away, right? And Doom, the whole time he's sitting there posing. He's like, I'm gonna have to compliment him on this. This is good, and he's just riding away, and then he detaches his boots and then flies back down. I was laughing. He's so arrogant. But he doesn't mess around. So he does what's necessary. He does what the heroes won't, and that's if he feels the need to, he's gonna kill you. So very interesting book. I like it. Is it Brian Michael Bendis, right?
Yeah,
Is writing it.
yeah.
So already when you see that name on a comic, typically it's going to be pretty interesting. So
But the
um,
question is, will he stay on this path of goodness? Do you
no, he
think he can do
can't.
it? He can't.
No,
He's
he
got to go
can't.
back to being Doctor
He's
Doom.
going to go back. You know how Marvel is. They can't. They don't keep things. Somehow Tony Stark is going to come back to life. Uh, it's going to happen. Because at the last at the end of issue 6, the new what is her name is Iron Woman, but Riri
Yeah.
dons her armor to take off to what I can assume is to square off against Doom, which she's going to make a big mistake.
Mm.
Um, so we'll see the new Iron Man take on a very seasoned, a very even more powerful Doom, hopefully in the next issue.
Do you feel bad
Of
for Doom?
uh, I do and I don't. I love Doom, but at the same time, he can't he can't just walk around and expect people to take his word.
Mm.
You can't do wrong for 50 years and then
Not just wrong. I mean, this isn't a guy who's stealing pocket change wrong.
no,
He,
yeah, yeah.
he took power from the Beyonder. He almost stole the Infinity Gauntlet. He's done so many
Well, I
terrible
mean, yeah,
things.
he's yeah. So, golly, man, it's a good book. I mean, I, I struggled to find one bad thing about it. The dialogue's great. I didn't necessarily care too much for his relationship with the doctor. He's trying to
Yeah,
convince
that was
her. Like I was
strange.
like, that's kind of a cliche, and
Reminded me of Lucifer, the
I
TV
don't.
show.
Yeah, I don't want that to turn into some kind of weird love thing. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see.
So,
Um,
so probably we'd advise you to wait for the volume to come out
yeah.
instead of
So,
purchasing it individually.
yeah. Save your money. Not that it's bad, just purchasing individually. It's I don't know. What would you say? Maybe 20 pages, if that,
If
and it's full price, 3.99. So
mm-hmm.
just wait until they put out a volume. Save your money. All right. So when you talk about villains, okay, when we get into The Walking Dead, now, of course, this past season now, introduced Negan. And I should say that he was introduced at the end of last year's season finale
Right.
in the any meeny miny mo scene.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch the tiger by his toe.
Left on a cliffhanger.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, it picked up this season with, they revealed who he killed, so, everyone knows what happened there. And then it was basically an entire season of Rick raising, Alexandria back up. The hilltop is being brought back up. The kingdom, and then the scavengers and the what would you call the women the women camp out
The
by
women,
the ocean over there. Yeah.
the
So
the fishwives.
yeah, all basically banding together to stop Negan. So I've had this argument since the first episode of this year when Negan, of course, he bashed in Glenn's head, right, straight out of the comic books, which that was pretty cool. And Abraham, who got it first.
Anybody moves, anybody says anything, cut the boy's other eye out and feed it to his father, and then we'll start. You can breathe. You can blink. You can cry. Hell, you're all gonna be doing that. Taking it like a champ.
Okay, my argument is Negan is not a bad guy, and here's why. Okay, when you thought you were introduced to him, right? When the biker gang kind of rolled up on who was it? It was Daryl
Yeah,
and was it Abraham
I think it was
and
there.
maybe Sasha. One, it was a combination of those three, I
Mm-hmm.
think.
Why don't you come on out? Join us on the road. If you want to resist, try something. I mean, it's a choice, I guess. But we will end your asses. Split you right in two. Straight through to the sinuses. So come on.
And they're saying, I am Negan. Give us your stuff. They're having a pretty tense situation right now. At the end of that confrontation, Negan's crew is left in pieces. Right? Daryl uses a RPG, uses an RPG rocket launcher to blow up. How many of Negan's men was there? It was probably about 5, something like that.
No, it was a big group.
Big group,
Yeah,
and
over a
Daryl
dozen.
obliterates them.
Yeah, completely.
Okay.
You know what? Yes, I am.
Fast forward to then Rick's group going to that, what was that place? It was like a TV station or something,
Yeah.
going there
Yeah.
and
One of their outposts.
basically slaughtering, I would say probably close to 25 to 30 guys, right? Glenn makes his first human kill, right? Pretty brutal stuff. And then Negan shows up and kills 2 people, right? And really was only going to kill 1 until Daryl got up and punched him. So then he broke the rules. Somebody had to pay the price. So
They only get one free one.
how is Negan, in this case, how is he wrong? I saw so many people posting on Facebook. Oh, like people took it so seriously. I don't know how many people were upset about Abraham getting it, but when Glenn got it there, like I think a lot of people lost their mind. And I saw a lot of people, and I even posted in YouTube comments, Negan's not a bad guy, and here's why.
Mm-hmm.
And I got a lot of people just, a lot of bad. It was funny.
Well, now it's time to defend your stance. You say Negan's not a bad guy after all that. Why?
What did he do? What did he do?
Okay, so he killed Glenn and Abraham.
Okay, he killed 2 people. Rick's group killed, let's say, close to 50 of his.
You killed my people, a whole damn lot of them, more than I'm comfortable with. And for that you're gonna pay. So now, I'm gonna beat the holy hell out of one of you.
Okay.
So would you say that's a fair trade?
Those 50 were bad people.
The people in the satellite, in one of his outpost place, they didn't do anything. They're just there.
They were tormenting the hilltop.
They're tormenting them.
Sure. Big bullies.
God. Stop. Just stop.
These were the guys who were going to the hilltop, taking their resources, and doing whatever else. Holding them under their foot.
They had a working relationship. They had an agreement. Okay, they had a contract.
Wait a minute. The agreement.
We provide protection for you, and in return for our protection, you give us half. That's it.
So
it's not so bad, especially for a bunch of people that don't fight, right? They have a coward of a leader at the hilltop. He's a coward, right? I forget his name, but he's such a slimy little. I wouldn't mind seeing him die either. That guy's a scumbag. But again, when Negan showed up, boom, Abraham's gone, right?
Okay.
Daryl gets up, punches him, whatever, right? I mean, you should have seen it. My wife was losing her mind because when Daryl got up, oh no, I thought she was gonna cry for the little poor redneck, that all these women love on this show. That they know damn well in real life, y'all ain't liking no man looking like that. Smelling like shit. Ain't showered in 6 years. Probably can't read nothing. Y'all know y'all don't like that stuff. Stop that. Anyway. And then boom.
Well, this season we've gotten a broader look at Negan. We've seen him interact with his people. We've seen his psychological control of everyone, even his enemies. You see how he treats Carl when he gets trapped. And
he could have easily killed Carl, right? Because Carl, again, killed, 2 or 3 of his guys. And what did he do? He befriended him. He made fun of him. And when he saw that it hurt Carl's feelings, he stopped.
Damn. Holy hell, kid. Look, it's easy to forget that you're just a kid. I didn't mean to hurt your feelings or anything. I was just screwing around. Forget it.
And he tried to pump him up and say, you know what? Don't wear that eye patch or whatever it is. That thing, that's badass. You don't need to wear that. You don't need to hide it. He's trying to lift his spirits.
But he doesn't do that out of the goodness of his heart. Everything Negan does has a purpose. It has a point to it. And that purpose isn't selfless. Okay, Negan sees potential in people the way that managers and CEOs see potential in getting the most, squeezing the most efficiency and productivity out of someone doing four other people's jobs. So he has to try to control Carl some way, somehow, just like he controls everyone. The ultimate goal for Negan is survival, right? He has
Just
to
like everyone
survive.
else, right? Everyone's got to survive.
Okay, but Negan feels like he needs to survive more than everyone else.
Of course,
So,
he's got, you know, he probably, what I would say is probably that alpha, right?
but his alpha mentality is by any means necessary. Me
Exactly.
before you. But that mentality is not shared with, let's say, his antagonist Rick.
Well, Rick is so up and down. So, and we have more to go on with Rick, right? Because Rick's been around since the very first episode, and we've seen his trials and tribulations. And Rick has gone through an evolution as a character, right? He's Billy Badass, and then he couldn't make one simple choice, and he
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to lead nothing, and then
Okay, we've seen
he,
everything that Rick has been through, and we don't
yep,
know entirely all of Negan's history.
nope,
But
you don't.
do you, in your opinion, do you think Rick could ever become Negan?
Rick could ever become Negan in a
Hmm.
sense where, like what you said, he had psychological control. He's squeezing.
He's
He's
just like Negan. He's punishing through
no.
torture and killing. So Rick could never be that
Whoa, whoa,
extreme.
whoa. Before we say this, punishing and torturing by killing,
What do you think
he
it is? It is
he
punishment.
punishes. He has the rules, and they're clearly stated. You break the
Okay,
rules, you got to go.
punishment.
Negan is trying to rebuild society. In society, you need
In
rules, you
his
need laws.
image.
Doesn't matter.
It does matter because there are two different ways to rebuild, and you have Rick's way in Alexandria where he tried to
What's
step
Rick's
back.
way? Going up to everyone's camp, holding them up, saying, we're gonna kill
No,
you."
no, 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 no.
Right? He's
That's
got his
Rick. That's
gun.
Rick's extreme. That's
We
Rick.
gonna kill
But he
you. Give us your
doesn't kill
shit.
them. But
No,
who did he
stop.
kill? Who did he kill?
Rick's killed a lot of
He
people, man.
no, not no, you're jumping around. When he's going around to other people's camps, he's not making an example out of anyone. He's begging them. He's pleading with them.
No one needs to get hurt. This is just about what you have, what we need.
Nobody's taking anything. You need to let everyone go and leave right now. Just walk away or this one dies.
Yeah, we'll leave you alone. But we're taking your weapons with us. That's not gonna change. It's Natanya, right? Put the gun down. Let's talk about what we can change.
Because Rick doesn't need you to fear him. Negan needs fear. Fear, intimidation, domination equals power. Okay, because we are Negan. What is it? We are Negan means fear. That means Big Brother is watching. He said it to Daryl. I'm everywhere. You can't escape
Hey,
me.
he
Okay?
knows what's going on. How long has this apocalypse been going on, right? And again, we haven't seen any of Negan's backstory up to this point. I don't know if we
Not on
will.
TV. In the comics, they've
Right.
revealed some.
We're totally talking about the TV show here. The
Okay.
comics, you find out he's a little more sympathetic. You can understand to an extent why he kind of is the way he is. But in the show, we know nothing of his backstory, his prior doings up to this point. Um, so yeah, I mean, again, he's got the rules, right? He stopped the dude from trying to rape Sasha, or stabbed him right through the neck, killed him, and he left Sasha with a knife for her to kill him when he turned. Right? He could have easily killed Sasha for breaking into his base, his camp,
But that's not what he wants. He
killing.
wants people to
So
choose to follow him.
what I don't understand is, again, when he had 40 to 50 of his guys slaughtered. No other way to put it, slaughtered.
Hmm.
And he came, and he even says it. You killed a bunch of my guys, more than I'm comfortable with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he kills one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say for all intents and purposes, Abraham was going to be the only one. Abraham had to go.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of outrage everyone felt. Oh my God! Even on the show, you know, they're all losing their mind. How dare he? Oh, it's like, look, Sasha, look, Rosita, you just killed 40 of his guys. Did you think nothing was gonna happen? You took a first class seat to Pea Pants City, and you took it again at the end of the season too, didn't you? You tried to buck up. Now you got the upper hand, all right. But Negan still gave him one of these at the end, right? Driving off, getting shot at. Had to let him know. You know. So no, Negan is not a bad guy. Not at all.
So
Not
then,
whatsoever.
who within the Walking Dead universe would you consider a bad guy? Past or present?
I would say the governor.
Why? What makes
The
him
governor
different
was
from Negan?
mentally well. I think well the governor to me displayed some sociopathic tendencies, right? I mean he
In what way?
very very nice, very calm, right? Inviting people in.
Does
But
Negan not do that?
hold on.
Okay.
Oh, hey, pump the brakes.
All
Pump
I
the brakes.
see is Negan smiling, and
He's smiling, but he tells you up front. Here are the rules. You break them, you're gonna get the iron or worse.
Negan is
Right?
smiling
Now,
and welcoming
the governor,
and charming like the devil. He's telling Daryl, all you have to say are these three words.
that's all he had to
you have to
do.
say.
But Daryl's
And
too
I will give
stupid.
you this whole kingdom.
This, well, it can all be yours. All you gotta do is answer one simple question. Who are you?
Daryl's too stupid. He'd rather sit there and cry in his little cell.
Okay, so the governor,
The governor.
making comparisons. He's more sociopathic than Negan because.
Because again, you know, when they stumble, I forget what his camp was called, but when they stumbled upon that, right, he was very welcoming, open arms. We have doctors, we have clean clothes, hot showers, yada yada yada. But then he had like his little secret strike force kind of thing, right? That they would go out and take camps and everything like that, unbeknownst to the general public there, right? And then even when they decided that they were going to go to war with Rick's group, right? They had the big shootout and everything, and the governor showed up. They lost and they retreated. What did the governor do? He mowed down all but what, like three of his people,
Killed his own people.
right? And then
He killed them all.
no, I think he left a couple. There was a couple that got in a truck with him and took off.
The two guys, yeah.
There was a girl who played dead, but yeah, he had the two guys with him, and then he again built his army back up, you know, and then he came across some of his former soldiers too when they were out, you know, just kind of doing their own thing, kills them. So that's my point. He was truly evil. You know, especially when Michonne killed his daughter, right? And you kind of, okay, I get it. She was already dead, but Michonne put her sword, you know, through her head.
Mm-hmm.
That really set him off too. So I think he's truly evil all around. I think he was worse than Negan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, do you remember how he killed the grandfather?
Killed the old man. It was pretty
Beheaded.
gruesome.
Ugh.
Well, he didn't behead. He almost did. He cut his.
Ugh.
Yeah,
That was
dude already was
disturbing.
missing a leg. You gonna cut his head too? See, that was pretty gruesome. In front of his daughters.
Right.
In front of them.
Okay. So, on a broader scale, outside of, within any medium,
And I like the
out-
governor too.
beyond the Walking Dead, how do you classify a villain? What makes a villain?
Oh. what makes a villain? It's got to be, I don't know, a villain. Because if you just want to go with, let's say, comic books, a lot of the villains have pretty good justifications for why. There's very few. If you want to talk about the ultimate villain, you talk about the Joker, right? He just kind of goes and does things. He does whatever he wants. Again, we don't know much of his background. We don't know a lot about the Joker, but he just goes and does what he wants. And if you get in the way, sorry about your damn luck. But you talk about Doom, right? Doom, you wanted to use his vast fortune and intellect to try to save his mother's soul, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now maybe he he kind of got sidetracked for a while, trying to get the Infinity Gauntlet and being God and everything. But there are some parts of him where you can say, yeah, I understand. I don't know. Just Negan. I don't think he is inherently a bad person. I think he's a victim of obviously what the hell's going on, right? The zombie apocalypse, and he's had to make a choice. And you're right, he wants to survive, and yeah, he's going to put himself first. He's going to do what he needs to do, whatever it takes for his ass to keep going.
No matter who he kills in the
No
process.
matter what. No matter what.
But the fact that he's willing to kill
So is Rick.
innocent lives.
So is Rick.
Rick's not willing to kill innocents.
Yes, he is.
Okay, well, I think we saw a glimpse of that with Eugene.
So is Rick.
But he didn't. But he hasn't yet.
Yeah, but that's because the scavengers they took the bombs apart.
But
Otherwise,
but
Rick's
Eugene's not
killed.
but then Eugene's not innocent in that regard because he joined
Eugene
the
hasn't
enemy.
killed anybody. Well, he didn't. He joined them, but I mean, again, Eugene's made it very clear. We talked about this. Eugene is a coward. He says it. He's a coward. He's not a fighter. He's not. He's a mind.
He made a
And
decision.
He made a choice, and so be it. But he hasn't killed anybody. So
I love that line from the.
Rick, pick up the axe. Not making a decision is a big decision.
So
I think you just don't like Negan because he's got a smile all the time.
No,
huh?
no.
Is that your problem?
Negan is charismatic. He should not be likable.
He's a good leader.
Because
He's a good leader.
but as a viewer, as someone who shouldn't see the perspective of Negan as something understandable, we should hate him, right? We're supposed to hate him. That's what the show expects.
I mean,
Well,
you have someone like me coming along.
Negan is not gonna end up being the protagonist of the show.
No, I mean, yeah, you're supposed to hate him, but to me, the way they went about presenting it is he lost 40 to 50 guys.
But what if those guys were rapists, murderers? What if
don't
they
know
were
that,
legitimately bad guys?
We
But
don't
we
know
can
that.
infer based on what we've seen, right?
We can't because Negan doesn't allow that kind of stuff.
Not to his own people, but to others, he will. To other camps, he's very loose. The rules don't necessarily apply.
Now, are we
lets
talking
his
about
guys...
TV show or comic book, Joe? He hasn't said any of that in the TV show. So I'm sticking with it. You can't change my mind.
Is he a tyrant?
Is he a tyrant? No, I mean, again, he's offering a service. He's offering safety, right? He's offering to help people, but I get it. It's a little much to ask for half of anyone's things. Once a week, is it, or every other, whenever it is?
It feels like once a week.
I get it. I mean, that would suck. But a place like the Kingdom's not hurting, right? They got electricity. They got a freaking tiger. Okay. Now maybe the Hilltop, which is maybe a dozen or 2 dozen folks, that would hurt them quite a bit. But here's my problem. Okay. Negan is a great leader. Rick, on the other hand, him and his group always find a way to screw some shit up. Okay. They wanted to be lazy asses at the prison. Weren't killing the zombies on the fence. What happened? The fence topples over. They lose. They lose the prison. Right?
Okay.
Everywhere they go, the farm, same thing. They lose the farm. They lose the prison. They're going to lose Alexandria, I'm sure. Everywhere this guy goes, they have a great setup. They have so much potential, and they lose it. Usually over something stupid. So I'm eager to see if I'm the only one out here thinking Negan is not necessarily a bad guy. I know the show wants to portray him in that light, wants you to feel that way, right? Because you need something other than the zombies to be afraid of and to look out for, which they don't really focus much on the zombies anymore. So let us know what you think. Put it in the comments. Tell us, message us, say, man, you're a jackass, Kurt. You think Negan's a good guy? Oh, or, man, you're so right. You're so right.
He just wants to hear that. Don't flatter the ego. Don't feed the ego.
Hey. Umbrella Corp. What's up?
That's all the time we have today. And we'll be back with another episode, part 4. And we'll have some fresh topics for you.
And if there's anything you want us to talk about, again, drop it down in the comment section. Please let us know. Click when you go to our YouTube channel. You can follow us on Twitter. Send us some suggestions through there. Okay, let us know if there's anything in particular, any kind of comic book or trade paperback, wrestling, you name it. Okay, let us know what you want to talk about, or want us to talk about, rather.
All right.
All right. So again, my name's Kurt.
I'm Joe.
Thanks for watching the Same Differences podcast. We hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time.
Peace out.
You still have to watch Return of F, man. The new movie, or the new-ish movie they put out a few years, like 2 years ago. Frieza comes back.
Oh, when he's gold?
Yeah, when he actually trains to fight. It's awesome.
I'll watch it. Someone else recommended that.
I have it. I have the Blu-ray. I can just give you the DVD copy if you want.
When?
Tomorrow, when you come up here on your day off.
You don't have time for me.
I always have time for my people.
Negan is a gracious leader.
I love Negan, man.